Hi, good evening. I am Rakesh Dalal, and today I have this very dynamic youngster with me, Sahil Jamwal. Sahil is just 24 years old and started his preparation of UPSC around 8 months back in June 2021. 2022, the upcoming prelims is his first attempt, and he has just concluded his one-to-one session with me on elimination techniques. And he is also a part of my Telegram group of the same course, Telegram course. So let's hear from Sahil what his feedback is about the session and what he feels. So Sahil, very broadly, let me begin by asking if I am, your friend, and if I just ask you what is this session all about, what do you
Yes, sir.
say?
So this session, if my friend asks me that what this session all about, so I would just tell him one thing that this session won't give you any trick or any shortcut method, but it will tell you how you can see the question in a different manner. How you can see even the toughest question, how you can use your own knowledge and your own awareness to get to the answer.
Okay, so basically it's about how to approach the questions logically, not
Yes, sir. How
in a
to
knowledge heavy,
knowledge.
stressed out way. Knowledge creates stress, right?
Yes, sir.
Right? Logic is more,
Yes,
it
sir.
it's a fun way and
One way.
a more interesting way of doing the question.
Interesting way.
It's a more approachable way of doing a question.
Approachable way.
Okay. Next, why should I'm your friend, okay? Why should I join this session?
So this, as a friend, if I say why should someone join this session? Because you're one on one with a mentor who's experienced in this technique, and in a way that if you're going through a question, if your approach is wrong, so you can so the mentor, he can basically tell us what our mistakes are, and give us a different way of tackling the questions which we see, which are not there on those videos which come out on YouTube and all, where one have to see your own weaknesses. But over here in one-on-one elimination session, sir tells us about our weaknesses, what are our weaknesses, and how we can improve them.
Okay, so the biggest advantage that you saw in the session is that this one-to-one interaction allowed me to study your mistake, and
Yes,
you
sir.
got a professional assessment of that these are your mistakes and this is how you can overcome them, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
मुझे बताओ what weaknesses were identified in you.
So one of my weakness was I usually rush into the question without uh, uh, reading it properly. Properly, I rush into the questions, and sometimes I used to not pronounce the words properly. Like I should use and you pronounce the word in another and a different word, only a different word. I should pronounce a different word
Why
also
should
for
I
a
worry
particular
about
word.
pronunciation? Why should I worry about pronunciation?
Because pronounce if you're pronouncing it in a wrong manner, you'll perceive the question in a wrong manner, and you won't be able to apply your own logic into it. If you're reading only that word in a wrong manner, the whole meaning of the question,
But
the whole meaning of that
give me
of
an
the line.
example of this.
So as in for uh,
Hmm.
extinction, for extinction, I was
You're
reading
reading
it,
extension.
extension.
Yeah,
So
opposite. Okay.
okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so basically, what you mean by pronunciation is reading only. I mean, it is
Reading.
not
Yes, sir.
exactly how you pronunciation can be anything. It doesn't really matter. But what you are reading, whether you are
Reading.
reading the word in the right way, in the right
Right.
context, that is important, and that was identified. Okay. Any other weakness that was identified in you?
Trying to look at the question in a wider scope. Like don't limit your scope of the question, where you can also see the question at a wider scope also,
Give me an
at some
example of
questions.
how initially when you didn't see the question in wider scope, you did it wrong, but later when you saw it in wider scope, the same question you got it right.
So as in example, uh, if I give
The uranium
certain
question. That
uranium question, yes, sir.
yeah.
So that of the water being polluted with all
Yes.
the elements all
Yes.
over India. So I was just drinking water being polluted. So I was just taking it in the sense of drinking water which is coming from the government, but the question says drinking water in India. So there can be drinking water from all sources and everywhere, not just the government. So it can be polluted with anything. Any elements can be polluted to it.
When you saw it widely, it got you the right
Yes.
answer. Okay. When should I join the session, or who should join the session actually? Do I need to prepare for the session in a certain way, or is it like, if I join it closer to prelims, it will give me more benefit? What should I do? When and
So
who
yes,
should join the session?
who should join? So anyone can join it, and it doesn't require any specific knowledge to it. You just need to know need to know the journal awareness and journal knowledge which you basically use in your day-to-day life. The journal awareness which you know. So anyone can join it because at the end it is how you see the question and how you can reduce the logic out of it rather than using wide specific knowledge to it. So bit journal knowledge is enough for it.
Just basics are
Basics.
enough.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And should I join it closer to prelims, or as far from prelims as possible? Or even if I'm
You
just
can join.
starting the preparation, I can do it.
You can join it at any time because it is just going to give you a way in which you can think in a different manner to those questions rather than some tricks or techniques which require you to practice. But it'll give you a way of thinking. So
Okay.
you can join it at any time. You can
At any
change your thinking at any particular time.
Anytime. Okay. And if a decision has to be made, will you say that the earlier you join, the better it will be? Would you
So
support this point?
it's more or less like 50-50, but if you are joining basically at an early stage, so you can develop that particular thinking in yourself at a greater level. But if you join in a later stage also, it's no harm, yeah, because it's more or less on your taking, like how much courage do you have that in a limited amount of time can you put in all the hard work. And this technique is basically the way you think, and you can change your thinking anytime and at any
Any
place. There's no.
Absolutely, absolutely. Uh, Lastly, you've invested your resources, your time and money with me. Do you think
Yes,
you've made the right decision?
yes, I made the right decision on this technique because usually as a beginner, I should always think that people used to say that you have to just learn the basic concepts and not much, don't put much focus on the current affairs. And when I see the questions, when I go through previous question papers, it used to say that how is it possible that just the basics and with just few current affairs they're able to that to cross that 100 plus mark. So through this technique, I think so a change in way you think. It's not basically about knowledge, more about your how you see the questions
Mm.
as in such, and how apply your journal sense or journal awareness around you to tackle those questions.
Right, right, right. So you now feel more confident about the upcoming
Yes, sir.
prelims, huh?
Yes.
Okay, great, great. Thank you for your time, Sahil,
You're welcome,
and
sir.
my best wishes for your exam.
Thank you, sir.
Take
Thank you,
care,
sir.
take care, buddy.
Yes,
Bye,
sir.
bye.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Bye.